Oh my god! This is going to be your guide to using Talonflame in Pokemon UNITE. If you end up enjoying the video, or if it helps in any way, don't forget to leave a like, share with friends, comment your thoughts down below. Let's talk about the battle items on Talonflame, where I feel like eject button doesn't really do much for you, because the first thing you're going to discover about Talonflame when playing it is that it is unbelievably frail. Glass Cannon does not describe how fast you get KO'd in fights. So here's what happens with the eject button. You all in, you don't KO your target, you flash away, let's say it's a Cinderace, you're still in range, you eat a fireball to the back of the head, and you're dead anyways. Eject button, like, it doesn't give you the positioning, it doesn't do anything for you. Also, it prevents you from inting really hard. Like, if you're trying to chase someone down and they flash away, they've done you a favor. You start going in the opposite direction while you wait for ability cooldowns, and now they don't have eject button for the next 70 seconds, so you will find another opportunity to engage, but it's like, no, if they flash away and then you chase them deeper, like, into their base or towards their team, that's just not going to be good for anyone, and you don't have your escape anymore, and Talonflame really never gets the opportunity to escape, which is also why full heal I don't think does anything for the Talonflame, because you die too fast, where it's like, full heal, get some extra auto attacks. Nah, crowd control, like, you get KO'd before crowd control even matters to you. Like, you just raw damage evaporates you. The best way of describing Talonflame is that you're a bomb. You set off inside of a fight and do insane, like, you do unbelievable damage, but you also die unbelievably fast, and like a bomb, there's nothing left after it detonates. So that's Talonflame. And when it comes to Goal Getter, it's a bad item, it's a noob trap, don't use it. It only appeals to players with bad game sense, because in the current state of the game, Dreadnought and Zapdos are the only things that matter. And with Talonflame, Fly is one of the best secure steal abilities in the game, so you're better off getting your team ahead by taking Dreadnought and then pushing into their base, and then you get the score you would get otherwise with Goal Getter. You should not be split pushing with Talonflame. You should not be away from your team. You really want to set up team fights for your team, or also just be there to be like, oh, everyone's at half health on the enemy team because the way the engage went, boom, you just take out 2 people on Fly or Flare Blitz or your Unite move or something. So Talonflame's a fighter. It's not a split pusher, it's not backdoor, it's not score shield, cheek scoring or anything. No, you want to be there for objectives and team fights, get super far ahead, and then be unstoppable on the damage. Fluffy Tail is a consideration because we're talking about like securing and jungling and stuff, but I just like the X attack the most. X attack is going to give you damage, so that way when you set off, you go into damage, you're hitting multiple targets, you are taking them out, and then you don't need to worry about Fluffy Tail to secure Dreadnought or Zapdos if the entire enemy team is gone. Also, X attack can be used to buff your stats to get a little bit of extra damage against wild Pokemon, and it works in the jungle or lane. I think that Talonflame has more viability in lane right now than it does in the jungle, and we're going to talk about that. As for the items, this is where Talonflame gets hilarious and paradigm breaking and kind of memey, because you don't need Buddy Barrier, because Talonflame's Unite move is just so bad. Talonflame has the worst Unite move in the game, and it doesn't really like do too many things for you, because you're either going to push as many players from the enemy team away from your team, so giving your teammates the Buddy Barrier shield doesn't really do too much, or you're going to be engaging from like off screen and there's not going to be an ally around to give the shield to. So in most situations, Buddy Barrier is just going to give you a shield. But Talonflame is so frail that the extra 600 hit points don't really matter. There's also wind up when using your Unite move, so your Buddy Barrier gets bursted through while you're not doing anything with it. And also as you're landing with the Unite move, you can't take action for like a second, even after you scoop people, even after you like push them away. So then your Buddy Barrier gets bursted down anyways, and you're so frail, it just doesn't matter. You're better off finding as much damage as possible anywhere else in your kit or anywhere else in your items. Now you might notice I have Focus Band here. I've been trying to play around with both. You know, Focus Band, it might save you once, but then it's on cooldown for 90 seconds, and then it doesn't really matter. So I honestly think the best way of running Talonflame, and Talonflame is the only Pokemon that can get away with this, is that. every other Pokemon needs Buddy Barrier. Almost every other Pokemon wants that Focus Band. With Talonflame, like I said, your only goal is to int as much damage as possible, and if you survive, well then that means you're ahead and you're taking whatever objective is on the map, or you are snowballing whatever advantage you get. And that's the point of Talonflame, which is also why it's out of the meta right now, because it's very coin flippy, very hit or miss. If you fall too far behind, then you're just kind of useless and not doing enough damage, but if you get ahead, the game is pretty much unwinnable for the opponents, and the best way you do that is through RNG, baby. You come in for that Fletchinder gank, or you go into the lane as a Fletchling, you maybe just find that auto attack crit, followed up with some abilities, and then the opponent is removed from the game. If you get an opportunity to score, take it. However, much like why Goal Getter and Score Shield are bad, overly prioritizing scoring in Pokemon Unite is bad. It's troll. It just causes you to lose game. Team fighting Rotom and Dreadnought to push the outer goals is when Talonflame wants to score. Also, if you have a Talonflame on your team, consider letting them score to break the goal instead of you, because they are most likely going to have an attack weight, and that 12 attack is very valuable to them. So it's also like kind of like this weird thing where your teammates could just screw you over because they greed score when you're the only one running a scoring item. So that gets kind of weird, but pretty much the consideration is don't run into the goal to try to get a score just because you have attack weight. Attack weight at worst is just flat attack, so it's scaling, and it's going to be damage that competes, if not outdoes, Muscle Band. I don't think Muscle Band is worth it on Talonflame. You're not doing enough auto attacks, and Muscle Band is just like an inefficient item in general on the attack speed or the 3%. There's just going to be better attack items like either the crit items or defensive option on pretty much every other Pokemon. So this goes beyond Talonflame into just any other Pokemon. And then because you're getting the bonus damage off of Razor Claw, yeah, you don't need to worry about Muscle Band on any Pokemon now. And then if you just get the flat attack from stacking attack weight, that's going to be what ends up one-shotting opponents, and it gets pretty crazy. So only in lane or only as a jungle, like if you win the 3v2 and there is a guaranteed score opportunity, take it. Don't force scores on Talonflame, especially under their goal, because you can't burst through the shield, healing, and Citrus Berry, and you're going to get KO'd because you're incredibly frail. Also, it opens up counter gank potential, so don't toss. Just try to keep what little advantages you have to get ahead, and then find smart, very smart opportunities to score. Don't force it just because you have the attack weight, and that's something that a lot of new players struggle with. So yeah, it's very self-explanatory once you get past the weirdness of, oh, this Pokemon doesn't want Focus Band or Buddy Barrier, and you're going to die a lot with this moveset, but as I've found, as long as you're getting KOs, or as long as your team is like picking up the rest of the fight, because if you just go in, burst 4 people down to half health, you've effectively done 200% hit points and damage. Even if you get immediately KO'd, your team should be able to pick up the 4v4 or 4v5 after that. So as long as you just set up as much AoE damage burst as possible, and even if you get KO'd, you're still going to like come out experience positive for the team, and things get really weird. So yeah, it's definitely a different playstyle, but it also does carry a lot of risk to it. As for the basic attack, doesn't really do too much for the Talonflame. Same thing for the ability. This is also why you don't run Floatstone, because Floatstone, like, it sounds like really cool, like, oh, I'm just giga flying around the map and I'm like unstoppably fast getting crazy engages. You don't need that, because in a team fight, people are just going to be clumped up and you land on them anyways. So team fights will break out and you just engage into those without Gale. Well, like, Gale Wings doesn't matter and you don't need Floatstone to engage it. But also, if you're jungling, you're always in combat from the jungle camps, so 8 seconds get out of combat just for 20% movement speed, you never feel it, it doesn't matter, the base movement speed is negligible, and then the low attack from Floatstone is not what Talonflame wants. So, Gale Wings, you don't really feel it, and also it's really easy to get knocked out of high hit points because you're incredibly frail, so you effectively don't have an ability or basic attack passive. It's really just all going to be about the Flame Charge and the Fly, which is my recommended moveset. I feel that Aerial Ace is too finicky, and if we go over to Pokemon Unite DB, we can break these moves down. Aerial Ace, it has pretty much the same damage, but it needs a target. Flame Charge, you can just dash through terrain. You can just dash through multiple people. So it gives you a lot more autonomy and just straight up more damage before it gets upgraded. But also, Flame Charge after the upgrade ends up at more damage because you ignore the enemy's defense and they're also slowed. So Flame Charge increases your speed. So you Flame Charge, that gives you speed to set up a better fly, and they're slowed once you get the upgrade while also getting their damage ignored. So it just becomes insane damage and even more burst shenanigans on the fly. And this base damage almost feels bugged, but these are like the numbers. This is how strong Talonflame is. You want to crunch people. You want to crash in on the fly and just obliterate people. it's so much damage that I thought Fly had a crit modifier. It actually doesn't. Fly doesn't crit, so all the crit items are mostly just for like the quick basic attack follow-up or like hoping for the best and just increasing your burst after you've already blown all your cooldowns. So it's like, yeah, I thought that was like crit damage. No, it's just, that's just flat damage on the fly insanity. And even comparing it to Brave Bird, it doesn't give you as much as the Brave Bird. The knockup is insane. Getting to level 13 can be kind of finicky on a lot of Pokemon. It's like, oh man, once Venusaur gets into its reduced cooldown Solar Beam, it really pops off. There's times where it's level 12 at Zapdos fight, and that's bad. So pretty much Fly is all about the damage. Also, the untarget ability is nice. You can use it to like dodge cooldowns and land on someone and one-shot them. Brave Bird has a lot of stuff going on. Talonflame dives at the targeted area, taking recall damage. Not good, because you're already incredibly frail, damaging enemies in an area. If Talonflame uses a boosted basic attack on an enemy hit by Brave Bird within 4 seconds, cooldown of Flame Charge or Aerial Ace, so your other move, is reset. Cooldown of Flame Charge and Aerial Ace can only be reset once per target hit. So let's say you Brave Bird 2. It kind of has like weird Lucario extreme speed reset mechanics, but it has to happen so fast. Because if you hit multiple targets, well, it takes time to get onto them, takes time to use Flame Charge again, takes time to auto attack them, and then takes time to like reset. So if you hit like 3 people with it, you might get 2 resets if you're getting the right people targeted. But even then, it's just like a lot less damage, and it's damaging you, and then you have to like you have to get to them to get your empowered auto attack. A lot of people go for the Brave Bird resets, but that is not my recommendation for this guide. Maybe if you become like a Mr. Mime main level of Talonflame main, to where it's like you are automatic on always getting the resets, and then like you're turning like Flame Charge, Brave Bird, Flame Charge, Brave Shenanigans, I don't know, and then like you're getting like multiple procs. I just don't think that you can survive that. You are way too frail to make that happen. It's just better off just doing more damage. It's like you just get the extra damage off the fly to where like the second Flame Charge doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, look at that. It's like 340 plus versus the 600. So it's like Flame Charge, Brave Bird, Flame Charge is just the same as Flame Charge Fly. Hey guys, post-production Verlis here. So when I was listening to myself talk about Brave Bird being unreliable because you're too frail, gave me the thought of Bruiser Talonflame. Like, all tank items, so it would include Focus Band, but maybe no Buddy Barrier. You would give up Razor Claw, but since your abilities don't crit, maybe that's the play. And then your idea is to survive and play it like a tankier Lucario on the extreme speed. You heard it here first. It might be possible. I actually want to play around with it. That could be its own separate video or like alt guide, but maybe it's possible. Or maybe Talonflame's just so frail that even going full tank items still get you blown up faster than any other Pokemon. I don't know, but maybe. But that'd be the only viability. It's like tank Talonflame, million resets. I still think burst Talonflame might be the way, but who even knows at this point? And even the boosted auto attack doesn't matter too much, like damage boosted, 125% attack. Honestly, when like you're using it, you don't feel it. If like even like the little skirmishes or as you're trying to like scale into Talonflame, hit someone with boosted auto attack, it feels like effectively the same damage. You're just really waiting for a crit, and the crits come in regardless of your basic attack or boost attack, and that's what's going to be what wipes them out. Yeah, and then Flame Sweep, this is awkward. This is like the worst part of Talonflame. But it does deal damage twice, so you need to kind of consider that and how you're scooping and how that's going to change the damage around. But let's get into the practice tool and break down the Talonflame, because that's kind of it. It's like, go Flame Charge. I found that to be the least finicky, most reliable, also just better damage option overall. And then Brave Bird resets are cool, but Talonflame just, it does not succeed with that. Maybe Backdoor Talonflame, or if they try to respond to you with 2 people, the Brave Bird triple Flame Charge usage, auto attack weaving is better, but inside team fight, your goal is to fly as many people as possible, and then that's the one shot. Now, there really isn't anything special to jungle Fletchinder. Also, just take acrobatics regardless. Like, if you go to lane, you pretty much like one-shot that, and then you double leash the 2 A-Palms, then you're doing pretty good. When it just comes to taking, yeah, you acrobatics over the wall because you can jump terrain with acrobatics. So you do that, and then that speeds up your leash, and then you just do a normal jungle clear. Your level 5 is when you end up with the Flame Charge, and that's when you have to be careful about gank. Like, you only have Flame Charge acrobatics, so don't overcommit to the gank. Really, you just want to prioritize farming until you hit level 7, and then you show up in a lane with Fly and one-shot them. But after that, just like, if you're good at jungling, you just do Talonflame things. Not as strong as Lucario or Cinderace or even some other junglers, and that's why I don't recommend Talonflame in the jungle. I think the secret to making Talonflame work, at least in this meta right now, is taking it to lane. But that's also where you're very frail. Like, you're just going to int lane, if you overcommit. So you still need to wait until level 5 before you start taking fights, but you can still use acrobatics for the secures. When you show up to lane, you just X attack acrobatics and then you peace out. And that's like the interesting thing about acrobatics that I don't think I've been utilizing enough, is that when you use acrobatics, you can actually hold a direction to extend the dash. So it's going to be similar to like Greninja's Unite move when you jump off of it. Sometimes I just let go of the controls and I just like stay in the same spot. You don't want to be doing that. Peck is just a very pitiful amount of damage. I don't even like recommend like using Peck to get in and then acrobatics to like follow up for damage. Peck is kind of like last ditch. I need something to hit and land. I mean, like, I even wonder if I'm just just watching from auto-attacking these APOM, I even wonder if, like, Peck is actually just lower DPS because there's chance you get wacky crits like that. Like, I have just 3 crits in a row on 8% chance. That's probably never happening again. I just wasted all of my luck in a practice tool for making a guide video. I accidentally upgraded the flame charge, so reset. Actually, I just realized we can look at the raw DPS and try to draw some conclusions from the substitute doll. So, I mean, if you're just out there attacking on it, boom, crit, all of a sudden DPS goes up to 900. And I think that's why you want to be doing it. You just want to be auto-attacking over the Peck for the crit. Now, depending on your situation, because you can just use Peck and then you also get the Razor Claw. So, Razor Claw cooldown is going to be big and increase your DPS. Let's just wait for this to reset and see what happens with Peck. But like I said, like if you just get a crit or back-to-back crits, I think that makes it more value than like, oh man, I need to use Peck for the damage, and then like shenanigans like that happen where you get the Razor Claw into an auto attack into a crit. But I've just found times where it's like Peck kind of just takes too long and puts me in a weird spot and ends me. And pretty much the most I do with acrobatics is I go in, pop X attack, and then I use Peck to get out on the APOM. But even that like puts you in the same direction that you attacked from. So depending on the target you're selecting, it can be kind of bad. Like if I use Peck here, it doesn't even give me that much like of an actual boost or something. So it's mostly just gonna be use it for the Razor Claw thing, but don't try to do it to like, yeah, if you just use it, you're most likely going to get yourself into it. Only use it to like secure for the fights. I don't know, the game's kind of weird, and it also feels like while you're using acrobatics, you might try to go for Peck, but you don't have the target selection correct, so you miss that. Or while you're going in for Peck, it takes so long to like channel the Peck that you're going to not acrobatics when you want to. So it leads to like a lot of really weird situations. I know I have Flame Charge up right now. Just if you play around with it, you're going to feel that Peck is kind of clunky. And inside the chaos of a team fight, it might just be better to auto attack or make sure you're really setting up the right Peck. But it just leaves you vulnerable when you jump into something and sit close to the target and you're not gaining any more DPS, because the raw values on Peck are genuinely sad. Like Peck, 38% attack, 3x plus 70, and then that compared to the acrobatics is just straight up like double the damage to 2.5 times the damage. So what it really means is that you need to be extra careful until you hit level 5. Then even with Flame Charge, like Flame Charge acrobatics is good, but your goal is to not lose too hard while you get to level 7. When you get to level 7, you win. And that's regardless of if you're in the jungle, if you're in the lane, and it's kind of like playing Zero or Jungle, to where just having good game sense and good game mechanics can take anything into lane effectively. So like Talonflame, you run into lane with Talonflame, you eventually scale, you eventually get there. Maybe you get help from a gank. If you're getting camped, just play extra safe. As long as like you're level 6 around Dreadnought, and then you rotate at around 7 minutes 30, 7 minutes 40 to help get level 7 off the Vespiquen or like some kind of overextend from the enemy team. If you get level 7 around Dreadnought, level 8 after you secure it, level 8 or level 7 as you get it, then you just fly into the enemy team and you start wrecking from there. And that's when you start to snowball and scale. So it's hard to explain. You need to put a lot of time onto the Talonflame. So I'm just going to transition to some gameplay where it even gets extra weird. Like I'll die 2 or 3 times in lane and it looks like I'm straight up trolling, but I'm actually ending up with like the most experience in the game or something. It's really just like turn on level 7, do unbelievably disgusting things, hope for a crit, and just like win team fights for your team. And as long as you didn't fall too far behind, you're good. And Talonflame is good at catching comeback experience. So it's like, just make sure you don't completely throw at Dreadnought, get back into the game, make some scores, and then like no matter what, you're still in it on Talonflame. And if you manage to like cheese a kill because you have a really strong laner, a Lucario, an Alolan Vulpix, if you see a Talonflame in lane as a jungle, you should definitely consider ganking for them to get them ahead. You get the KOs, they start scoring, that gets the attack weight snowballed. They're level 7 before Dreadnought, and then the game's over. So like, Again, like I've been saying, Talonflame is that coin flip Pokemon. You're either straight trolling or you make it impossible for the team to win. And I'll show you guys some of that gameplay. Acrobatics. And... Alright. We in. Oh, hello. I just got stuck there. I guess we'd never had a jungle? And that's why I think Fletchinder can be good. Like, there's probably something where it's like, you peck, and then you secure. Like that. And then you peck again. Oh, also you need to X attack, and then you crit. Oh. Or you just straight die. So still frail. I also need to understand I have a Bulbasaur with my lane, so it doesn't really do much for me. We have a Lucario there, and that's a double kill. We put out that dank damage. Make them feel bad. Okay, I'll just be over here. Yeah, double evolution lanes don't really work. I was trying to read chat too much because I was like figuring out things, but not having like the right lane buddies and stuff. Oh, easy. So, the quick double kill, Aerial Ace is the way to go. Where did they go? Good question. The heck? They just trolling or something? Game gets weirder every single time I play it, dude. God, the targeting on Aerial Ace, though. Like, I think after the buff, because they buffed Aerial Ace and Aerial Ace Plus, it's a good pick. But they have to be, like, inside the range. Like, you can't tip it. Or maybe you can. I don't know, sometimes the targeting feels inconsistent. But that's a nice setup and kills to get into this one with. Not even bug abuse, just Lucario. Alright, let's get it. He's still there, the poor thing! Nice. And that's some of my theory behind why this is viable. And that's some of my theory behind why this is viable. Oh, that's right. I need to be scoring more with the attack weight, though. Oh my god! You're still giga squishy, though. It's like, yeah, you just get more damage and more insanity, but, you also pop. You still pop. That was the problem with Talonflame. Talonflame's problems haven't gone away. You also can't be engaging like that. I guess you get, like, a one-shot pick, but inside a team fight, you need your team to do all the work. You need to have a Zeraora or Zapdos so they can get in first, and then you execute 5 people and get a pentakill. don't understand how this Pokemon's so squishy, dude. Actually, like, the frailest. But still fun. Man, that targeting on aerial ace, though, I feel like it's the better moveset, but man, it's got problems. Like, it's just no range. Does the flame charge damage compete? Oh, hell no. Not in my game. That was their tank. Oh, this is spooky. Oh, I missed! I got too greedy on getting as much damage as possible. Huh. I'm a laner, and I'm almost level 14. Also, they made it to where I get my Unite move faster. Also, they made it to where the Dreadnought debuff doesn't exist anymore. So, third Dreadnought is actually as important as ever. Wait, I laned? Yeah, this is lane Talonflame. That's the fucking title of the stream! Yeah, getting my Unite move up faster is definitely interesting. Oh, he knew to dip. Alright. Thank you for playing Pokemon Unite. Thank you for playing Pokemon Unite. Even with that steal, we're fine. Like, we just either kill them all or we still get... Actually, maybe we're not fine, because we didn't break as many points. I don't know how our team dropped the ball there. Whatever. It would be one of those things where we need to have, like, enough brain cells to just collectively score together. Like, yeah. You kind of even just need to ignore them straight up and just get to their base as fast as possible. But we're already split up, so we need to all be bot lane. We need to get an ace, and then we need to score several hundred points, which is doable. But nah, everyone got split up. Venusaur's chasing. I guess getting the kill on Cinderace so he can't score is good, but if we had like 500, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Nah, our team just didn't get it. Oh, that's because they split, see? That's the problem. Actually, they did score, but I don't think they scored enough to, like, finish those off and then get the extra 200 points. And then they split up again. Like, dude, you need to win the team fight, and if they're all dead, they have long death timers from the Zapdos fight, and then you just fucking take it. Now I understand how we lost Zapdos. Team was just bad. And also we had a Venusaur. And a suck, whatchamacallit, Greninja. So you basically rated me. Okay, Snags. You rated me with mostly my... Wait, we won? Cool. You rated me with mostly my own fans. Lamau. Yeah. Alright, it was the Crustle that underperformed severely, too.
Ready?
He's really going for it. He's really going for it. Alright. Yo, Golden Wing, don't let him get it. Why are you just letting him do this? God damn it, dude. It's not hard. Wow. Alright. Did they get both? Nah. And now... See, this is why people think Score Shield's good, because players that don't know how to play against it get wrecked by it. Like, if he's going to walk up like that, you just kill him. Extreme Speed Power Punch, easy. You push him deeper in. Oh. I had cooldowns. I scored. Oh, wait. Hold up. That's 3. Oh, miss. Alright. I got 3 stacks. But yeah, I had cooldowns, so I couldn't help Hero anyways on that dive. Golden Wing seems like a pretty scuffed Lucario for the lane. I thought, like, you know, we go Fletchender lane and then we scale it super hard, but no. It really just comes down to RNG. Do I crit? If yes, GG. You really just need to crit. Alright, Golden Wing's doing better. Oh, I need to get my snowball items online. He still got crushed by the fly. So yeah, Talonflame is a pure RNG character, it would seem. You either get clapped in lane, or you get 2 crits, and then you stay ahead forever. And then you're literally unstoppable. This is bullying. And Lucario's trying to score because he's bad. And now he dies. Those 9 points were not worth it. Good job, Pikachu, on holding off the Rotom. Yeah, he's actually... How's he not... Oh, I guess he's getting all this shielding from the goal. I was like, how's he not dying? Rotom, it hurts, dude. And we already have our Unite move back up because reducing it by a third was apparently a cracked idea. So yeah, me and Hero are just better than everyone, it seems. Oh, God. Nice job. Oh man, Cinderace is gonna win the game now.
You're on fire!
Just kill him before the Unite move goes off, easy. I think there's too much RNG in the game. Razor Claw is a cool item and all, but it just kind of makes to where now there's more RNG BS, you know? Where it's like an 8% chance or an 11% chance, like, is not something good. God, that Unite move still sucks. I guess we take this to the goal. Ooh! Talonflame also isn't good into Unite moves. Like, you don't burst through the Score Shield or not Score Shield, Buddy Barrier enough. Oh, oops. Too many buttons. But yeah, my lane Talonflame gets ahead more than like any other character I play. Even when I int. It's weird. Just RNG, dude. They trying to counter jungle while behind?
You're on fire!
Nah, I don't know why they pushed up then. Alright, let's get that Dread. I didn't need to take that. That's my B. Actually, no, everyone has Unite move. And wouldn't have gotten a level. Never mind, that's kosher. That's acceptable. Oh. Hey, team.
The final stretch. You're on
Okay. I guess Hero's philosophy is that death is the hardest CC. Easy game.
What a goal! What a goal! What a goal!
I got the kill on the way out, I'm happy. Fly just outright does more damage, no reason to take Brave Bird.
You're on fire!
It really be that way. I was about to say, feel bad, Cinderace, I'll still destroy you. I just tried to blind into the Wigglytuff.
What a goal!
Man, like, I feel like I have the right idea, but the wrong mentality on Talonflame, because I'm always the initiator. No matter who I play, I'm starting that fight, and I'm the one that's going in, I'm making shit happen. But you can't do that on Talonflame. But you still want to int. Like, Talonflame wants to int. I just like inting too early. I've played a Moomin my entire life in League of Legends, so I will always take the 1v5.
You win!
You sound like Tekken 101? I didn't think I sound like him. I watch him though, he's cool.